morning. It was nearly 18 years ago that I found myself on top of a rolling hill near Toronto, Canada. I was one of over 800,000 pilgrims who had come to see Pope John Paul II as part of World Youth Day 2002. And I just want you to picture in your mind's eye a peaceful sea of humanity across these rolling hills as far as the eye can see. Mostly young adults. In less than a year after the evil and the horror of 9/11, the young people of the world had gathered together in great joy and in love and in solidarity as disciples of Jesus Christ. And the Pope himself seemed to grasp the significance of this occasion. In his closing homily, delivered on the gospel passage we just heard today, he told us that Christ was speaking the same words to us on that hillside near Toronto as he did to his disciples on a hillside near Lake Galilee. These same words, they echo in the hearts of his disciples across time and space for the past 2,000 years, and they speak to us today on this hillside in Wyckoff. To be a disciple of Christ does not mean we are just like salt or just like light. Rather, Christ tells us and his disciples today, you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. Christ is just not talking to his disciples long ago, but he's talking to you and to me. He's speaking to us. You are salt. You are light. So what does he mean? We live in a world that is self-centered and focused on power, influence, and materialism. But it is a world in need of witnesses to the richness of God's love and mercy, a world that needs you and me to be salt and light. In ancient times, salt was essential for life and was considered extremely valuable. It was used as a food preservative and seasoning, making food more tasteful and flavorful. Christ tells his disciples and us today to be salt means to flavor the world with the power of God's love. To give flavor to the lives of others, especially the poor, the marginalized, the vulnerable. And to give flavor to the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ in our families, our workplaces, our communities, our neighborhoods, by the witness of our lives. If you think about it, the value of salt resides in the way that it acts on another substance, becoming worthless if it loses its taste. What Jesus is trying to tell us today is our discipleship will be gauged on how well we have flavored each other with joy and love and kindness and mercy. Light. Light is another powerful element which gives warmth and illumination. And it does so not for itself, but like salt, it is be given away to others. To be light means to flavor the world with joy as a beacon of hope. True discipleship is like a light that bursts forth through the darkness, scattering the darkness and light not onto oneself, but onto others. Each of us, at our baptism, we were told to receive the light of Christ so that we would always walk as a child of the light. Bathed in this light of Christ, we are then sent forth to be his witness in the world through our deeds, our words, our actions. That day in Toronto, the Pope was speaking to the youth of the world, but I think he was also speaking to all of us here today, the young and the old, the clergy and the laity, the single, and those who are married and raising children. Each of us, in our own time and circumstances, are called to be salt and light for the world. This weekend, we celebrate World Day of Marriage. And I'd like to congratulate all of you here today that are married. I've been married almost 38 years. Recently, I came across an article on John and Ann Bettar of Connecticut, who are married for 85 years until John's death at 107. A few years ago, they were honored by Worldwide Marriage Encounter as one of America's longest married couples. As I looked at the pictures of this couple celebrating their 85th wedding anniversary, I was struck by the light that seemed to shine through them and the great joy on their faces. They were married in 1935, and so if you think about it, they lived through a depression, a world war, recessions, personal struggles, and the ups and downs that are part of every marriage. One of their daughters remarked, and I quote, "They were going against the odds, but when you make the choice they made, there is no other way but love," end quote. To be salt, to be light for the world, there is no other way but love. Today, as we come forward to receive the Eucharist, may we become what we eat. Eucharist for others, scattering the darkness of the world by being salt and light in the way that we love each other. May our encounter with Christ today in the Eucharist bathe us in new light and send us forth into the world to be his witness. Okay, now pass the salt and turn on the light. God bless you.